Sanmanani, my name is Andile Hazel and welcome to another makeup tutorial. So I've already preached this a million times before, and if you're new, I'm talking about skin prep. Skin prep is the most important part of your makeup routine. So first things first, I'm gonna do that, and I'm just gonna use this Garnier Micellar Water. This one is the purifying jelly. I'm using the purifying jelly one just to purify my face and get rid of any like grease and dirt on my face, because one thing about this air is definitely dirty and you guys are doing like vapes and hubblies and whatever, so the air is quite polluted. So I'm just purifying any of that weird stuff in the air and on my face, so that when I actually apply my makeup I have a clean canvas to work with. Also, your makeup just applies better when you have clean prepped skin. This also smells really fresh. It has like charcoal in it. Do you see what I'm talking about? And I did wash my face this morning. Next up, I'm going in with the Garnier Charcoal serum just to have like something on my face. Yeah. This is what I apply before going in with my primer and stuff. And I just rub that in to my skin. This is also more on the mattifying side, which makes sense for me right now because it's quite hot where I am, so kind of works for me. Next up is primer, and I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless Primer. I'm using the blue one. So for anyone who doesn't know, anyone who's completely like clueless about makeup when it comes to makeup, this is the first product that you put on your face. This is basically like your base, your makeup base. Primers have different purposes based on what their descriptions are. This one, as I already said, is a mattifying primer. So the whole purpose of it is to mattify my face or my skin before any of the other products that I'm going to use. So it basically helps like improve the quality of your face and help prep your skin for whatever product you're going in with next. This also does fall into my skincare routine, my makeup skincare routine, because I don't really have sunscreen right now. I know that's bad, judge me all you want. I don't have any sunscreen right now, and this has SPF 20 in it, so that's why I like to apply it before going in with my foundation and the rest of my products, because it has a bit of like sunscreen in it. The next step for me is brows, and I'm using this combo from Benefit Cosmetics. I'm using the Fluff Up Brow Wax with the Precisely My Brow eyebrow pencil. Different people use different techniques on their brows. Some use gel, some use a pencil on its own. They just use like different things, but I like to stick to eyebrow wax. So if I'm not using eyebrow wax, then I'll just use I'll do like soap brows, because I like to lay them first and then go in with a pencil. They are extremely thick right now. They're not usually this thick because I haven't done my brow wax and threading in a minute, so bear with me. And once I've laid them, I just go in with a little bit of that eyebrow pencil in certain areas, and then I just conceal that. Next up is foundation, and I'm assuming that everybody knows what foundation is. You might not be a makeup girly, but you should at least know what foundation is. It's literally what it says it is. And I'm using the Elizabeth Arden Flawless Finish foundation. This isn't the most beginner friendly when it comes to like pricing, but again, I do have a video on that, like where I was using a bunch of drugstore makeup products, so you can check that out. But I just wanted to use this one today because I haven't used it in a while, so I just want to see something. I've probably used it like once or twice. So as I was saying, foundation is literally what it says it is. For example, like when you're building a house, you need, like, you can't build a house without foundation. You need to build that foundation first so that you can have walls, so that you can have an actual room, so that you can have a house, so that you can have like something. So you need to have foundation so that you can have something, so that you can add the rest of your products. I know a lot of makeup tutorials now exclude foundation, but this is basically the traditional way of doing it. Now that I've spread that out with the smaller brush, I'm just going in now with an actual foundation brush. This is what most foundation brushes look like. They're quite dense and short. The next step is highlighting, and I am using the Maybelline Instant Anti-Aging Eraser Concealer. So the whole purpose of me going in with concealer after foundation is to do a step called highlighting. And highlighting is basically brightening certain areas of your face, and that includes your under eyes, your chin, your forehead, and your nose. This also depends on like your face shape, so your concealer placement will also depend on like what shape you have, what facial features you have. But this is how I apply it. And whenever choosing a concealer for highlights, well, I always go for 2 or 3 shades lighter. Go for 2 or 3 shades lighter, or if you're looking for like a really bright under eye, you can go for maybe 3 or 4 shades lighter. But as a beginner, I would recommend that you do 1 or 2 shades lighter. So I just place that on my under eyes, especially like this, and kind of drag it towards the end. Yeah, I think that will do it. So placement is very important. If you don't do it a certain way, it will ruin your entire makeup. It will ruin how your face looks. So as you can see, I have it especially like under my eyes. I don't know if I'm gonna call this a V or a triangle or whatever you see it as. Yeah, so this is basically the shape that I like to go for under my eyes. While I wait for that a bit, I'm going in with my contour. I'm using the Revlon Life Proof Color Stay Stick Foundation. So I'm using this to contour my face, and contour is basically the step that follows after doing your highlights with concealer. Contour is basically the opposite. So for highlights, you used a concealer that's 2 or 3 shades or a shade lighter than your foundation, and for contour you're using a shade or 2 or 3 shades darker than your foundation. And this is basically to enhance certain features and sculpt your face. So as you can see, I've applied that on like under my cheeks, and now I'm just applying it on my jawline. And if you've also been wondering how people get the thin and snatched nose, it's using contour. So you just apply some on the side of your nose, the bridge of your nose, like that, and the side as well. When it comes to blending my concealer, I'm definitely not a brush girl. I'm more of a beauty sponge girl. So that's literally what I'm using to blend out my concealer. And when you're doing this, so I'm just dragging it here on the side, just up here on the side, because I'm trying to follow the shape that I already have, Lana. But also what I wanted to say is, when you're doing this, when you're blending your concealer, don't like wipe it and like drag it harshly. Just tap on it softly. That's actually how you should be blending like literally everything, your makeup basically. You just tap on it. Okay, now I'm just gonna do my, what do you call this area of your face? My chin. Yes. Once I have done my chin, I'm gonna do my forehead Okay, now my nose. I'm quickly grabbing a contour brush. A contour brush looks like this, by the way. It's like tilted. So I'm quickly grabbing that and blending out my contour before my concealer dries out and creates creasing. But I just blend that out and I just tap on it. I don't drag it also. Just tap on it where it is already. And then remember, I also applied some on my jawline, so I have to blend that out as well. I just applied that on my jawline to make my face snatched. For nose contour, I'm using another tilted but smaller brush. This is it right here. And again, we're doing contour on our nose because we're trying to sculpt and shape it. So I'm just gonna blend where I've already applied my contour, especially this part, because that really determines the shape of your nose contour. If you feel like maybe that is too harsh or your nose has disappeared, grab a sponge again, tap tap tap, so you can blend it out. Tap everything and then tap here as well. That'll kind of bring your nose contour back, as you can see. Once I've done all that jazz, the next step is setting my face with powder. So the powder that I'm using is the Yardley translucent loose powder. So basically the whole point of using powder, translucent powder, setting powder, or whatever on your face is to make sure that whatever liquid or whatever product that you've used stays, like remains on your face. So you have to set it. As you guys have seen, I did concealer, so now I'm using, every time you do concealer you have to set it with a setting powder or a loose powder or a translucent powder. So I'm just doing that right now and I'm applying it under my eyes, like I applied my concealer under my eyes. And before I do any baking, I like to take a sponge and take the powder and actually press it in that area, because if you just bake without pressing it on and actually setting it, your face will crease, or that area will crease. Hey there. So I'm just applying it under my eyes real quick because that's quite a problematic area for most people and it creases. So you have to make sure you set it. And then the same thing on the other eye. And then I'll go ahead and set the other parts, like my chin. I'm gonna go a bit extra on my chin because, well, actually my chin and this area of my face sweats a lot. So I'm gonna go in with a bit of powder on there just to make sure the product remains in that area. I don't know if you can see, but I'm already having a bit of sweat here. Let's set my forehead. Because I also went in with concealer there. And last but not least, let's set my nose. And for my nose, I like to use the tip of the beauty sponge and just squeeze it, and then I apply the product. that'll do it. So then once you've done this and you're satisfied with how you've set your face, then you can go in and bake those areas. So I do like to do a bit of baking because I want a bright under eye. So I'm just gonna let that powder sit there for a little bit. I'm letting that powder sit for a bit, and I'm gonna go in with blush next. Today I'm using two blushes. I'm using the Benefit Cosmetics blush in the shade Moon, which is absolutely gorgeous. This is what it looks like inside. It's like a rose pink or rose whatever. And then I'm also using this Revlon Very Berry blush, because this is also a Valentine's love slash what edition. I am going to be going ham with blush, but what's new lap, I always go ham with blush, literally. So I'm starting with the Revlon blush, the Very Berry blush. This is a lighter shade of pink, and I'm just applying that on my cheeks before I even blend out my powder. Same thing on the other side. I need my cheeks to look rosy and I need them to give that thing. Now I'm going in with the Benefit blush in the shade Moon. This is a bit deeper than the one that I was using, because the one that I was using was light pink, and this one has a bit more intensity to it. So I'm just combining the two colors to give me that rosy look. You do not have to apply this much blush, but because I like to be a bit extra and I like things and that's why I'm applying so much blush. But if you're a beginner, you can just tap and that'll be enough. Because also you need to be able to like blend it properly, because if you don't, you're just gonna look like a clown. Now that I've done that, I'm gonna blend my powder because I haven't blended it yet. So I'm just gonna tap on it. I'm not brushing it off because that's what I've seen you guys do. You just brush it off. I'm literally tapping on it with my beauty sponge. Like that. I'm really not sure what to do for eyeshadow, but I think I'm gonna do something nude, pinkish, but soft glam, not too much. Eyeshadow palette over here, and these are the shades on it. So I think I'm going to be playing around with this dark brown, this pink over here, and maybe this nude white and this dark brown. So I'm going to take the dark brown and apply it on the outer corner of my eye. That. Now I'm taking one of the lighter and nude shades and I'm just placing those in that inner corner of my eyes, and I'm just gonna blend that out. Same thing on the other eye, and I'm not being harsh with the placement or the blending. I'm literally just tapping on it slowly and repeatedly. Before I go into lips and mascara and the rest of my face, I'm just gonna do my under eyes, because it's very important to do your under eyes after doing eyeshadow, just to make sure that everything blends together and everything is connected, and it just makes your eyeshadow look so much better. So I'm just going in with the black eyeliner. This is it. I don't even remember which eyeliner this was. Please do not judge. This just shows how good and how useful this is to me. do this. So I like to put my finger under my eye like this and just pull this area. That helps with the application of my eyeliner. Now that I've done my eyeliner, I'm just gonna grab a bit of that dark brown that I used on my eyeshadow, and I'm gonna apply that under that eyeliner that I did, and I'm gonna smoke that out. Next, I'm going in with highlighter, actual highlighter, not concealer this time, and I'm using this Fenty Beauty Kilowatt highlighter. So highlighter is basically for bringing that spark and glow back to your face, and you basically place it on your cheeks, as you can see, but I also like to place a bit of it on my chin and a bit on my forehead, just to bring that glow to my face. The most important area, just a tad bit on my nose here, not the entire thing, just here. And as you can see, I'm not even using a brush, I'm just using my finger. And then on the bridge of my nose like this. Because everything is pretty much done, now I'm gonna set my face with a setting spray, and I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless setting spray, and I'm just gonna spray that all over my face. The setting spray basically sets your face, like it locks all of that moisture in, all of those steps that you've already done. I'm gonna do some mascara on my lower lash line, and for mascara today I am using, this is actually my first time using this mascara. It's a new mascara. It is, love the packaging, it is the Fenty Beauty Hella Thick Mascara, and it's in the shade Cause I'm Black. So for lips, I'm actually doing a new lip combo today, but I'm going to use the same lip pencil that I usually use. It is the Smudge pencil in dark brown, and I actually like to overline my lips a bit. So the whole purpose of lining your lips before lipstick, well, for me, I just think that applying lipstick like on bare lips just looks weird. I don't know. A lip liner is kind of a base for your lipstick. I think that lipstick looks better, so much better with lip liner. If you don't apply lip liner, you just look sick, especially if you're doing nude lipstick, pink lipstick, those type of things. For lipstick, I'm using this Fenty lipstick. I'm not sure what it's called, but this is what it looks like. And inside, it's like this. I don't know if this is red or like dark. I don't know what color this is, but the shade is Soda Single. One thing about being a Sabi lipstick, if there's not nude, guys, is it red? It's not red. blend, but I'm not mad at it, yes. And this is the final products. I hope that you guys, I ended up going with this. This looks like a red lip, which actually looks stunning on me, but this is the final look. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, you know what to do. Please like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video.